Now, what is plane? That is the question in front of you. First part is the definition. Again, we discuss already. Already we discuss. First part is to be definition. What is plane? What is plane? Now, a flat inclined surface, a flat inclined surface, flat inclined surface that extends to infinity is called as plane, is called as plane. That is called the plane. Second part is to be the sketch. Second part is to be the sketch. What is the sketch of the figure? So sketch here, sketch of this. Sketch we have to draw with the help of a pencil and pen. Now we have to draw with the help of pencil and scale. Draw a figure of sketch. A flat inclined surface. A flat inclined surface is nothing but the plane that extends to infinity. Clear? A flat inclined surface, a flat inclined surface that extends to infinity is called as a plane. Clear? This is the direction of the plane. This is plane H. This is plane H. Plane H. Yes. Only 2 points comes under the plane. Only 2 points comes under the plane. Okay, clear? Here plane means in pratal. In Marathi it will called it as pratal. In Marathi it is called as pratal. In Marathi translation of the plane is nothing but the pratal. Pratal. Clear? All of you clear? Okay. Important key points. Important key points. Star point. Important key points. Important key points. महत्वाचे मुद्दे. Important key points. Number one. An infinite number of lines, an infinite number of lines, an infinite number of lines an infinite number of lines can be drawn through one common point, through a common point, This is the one point is very important. Second thing, second important points, draw the sketch of this. Draw the sketch. Infinite number of lines can be drawn. Infinite number of lines can be drawn through one common point. There are infinite number of lines can be drawn through one common point. Clear? That is the figure of infinite number of lines you can draw. An infinite number of lines can be drawn through a one common point. Now next, what is concurrent lines? What is concurrent lines? What is concurrent lines? When two or more, first point is the definition. First part is to be the definition. First part is to be the definition. What is mean by a concurrent lines? When two or more lines, when two or more lines pass through, when two or more lines pass through the same point, they are called concurrent lines. And the common point through which they pass is called their point of concurrence. Clear? That is the definition of the concurrent lines. Here we have to draw the diagram of concurrent lines. Here underline the words point of concurrence and concurrent lines. Here underline the words concurrent lines and point of concurrence. Very important part as we concern. Clear? What is the definition of concurrent lines and important key points? Clear? Now we move towards the sketch of the concurrent lines. What is the sketch of the concurrent lines? Yes. What is the sketch of the concurrent lines? Which sketch you have to draw for the concurrent lines? Here we draw the sketch of the concurrent lines in this way. Firstly, draw a horizontal line. Then second thing, draw intersecting line. Draw one intersecting line in this way. Clear? Now this is the line M. This is point O. This is point M. This is point N. This is point L. This is O, and this point is called as point of concurrence. This point is called as point of concurrence. Clear? In Marathi it will called as Sampat Bindu. In Marathi it is called as Sampat Bindu. In English we called it as point of concurrence. Clear? Now we move towards important key points we move towards important key points. Important key point number 2. Key points. Important key points. One and only one line. One and only one line can be drawn through any two distinct point. Figure of this second point is sketch. One and only one line can be drawn through only two distinct points. Yes. Now we have to draw the sketch of the important key points. Draw a single line segment which has two definite endpoints. That is the sketch of the important key points. This is the sketch. Point A and point B are the endpoints. Only one and only one line can be drawn through any two distinct point. In Marathi दोन भिन्न बिंदूतून जाणारी एक आणि एकच रेषा काढता येते. बरोबर का? As per that, point A and B joined by the line. Now, next, what is collinear point? Here question is to be there. What is collinear point? What is collinear point? Now, first point is to be the definition. What is mean by a collinear point? Number 1, three or more points which lie on a single straight line. Are said to be collinear point. Now, what is the sketch of the collinear point? Now, you need to be draw a figure. त्याची फिगर कशी काढणार आपण? बघा. How to draw the figure of collinear points? Firstly, draw a single straight line. On that single straight line, indicate the 3 points. Point A, point B, and point C are the collinear points on a line L. Here, point A, point B, point C lies on the line in a collinear points is called as collinear points. The points A, point B, point C are lie on the same line is called as collinear points. Clear? Next, what is non-collinear point? Next question, what is non-collinear points? What is non-collinear points? Here, first point is to be the definition. Three or more points which do not lie on the same line. Points which do not lie on the same line. Are called as non-collinear points. Are called as non-collinear points. Now, sketch of the non-collinear points. First point is definition. Second point is sketch. How to draw the sketch of non-collinear points? Please make it understand. आता आपण बघणार आहोत नैक रेषीय बिंदूची स्केच कशी ड्रॉ करायची. फर्स्टली ड्रॉ अ लाइन. On that, mark the line M. Mark the 2 points A and C, and one point. Mark the 3 points, and one of the 3 out of the 1 point which lie just above the line M. Point here, point A and point C are lies on the line, and point B lies that do not lie on the same line. Point B that do not lie on the same line is called as non-collinear points. Clear? What is mean by a non-collinear points? Clear? Next question. What is parallel line? What is parallel line? First part is to be the definition. In that, first part is definition. First point is always for definition. What is mean by a parallel line? What is mean by a parallel line? The lines that never cross at one point and are at same distance is called as parallel line. This is the definition of parallel line. Now, second point is sketch. What is the sketch of the parallel line? Here we have to draw the sketch of the parallel line. Two horizontal lines you can draw easily. Draw the two horizontal lines very easily. Here first is AB and second is CD. Line AB bar line AB and line CD are the two parallel lines. With the help of ruler, we can draw the figure of parallel lines or the sketch of the parallel line. Clear? It can be written as next important point of parallel line. It can be read as line AB parallel to line CD. Clear? Next question, next important point, what is intersecting line? What is intersecting lines? Next thing, what is intersecting line? Lines that cross at only one point. The lines, first part is to be the definition. What is mean by intersecting line? Yes, what is mean by intersecting line? The lines that cross at only one common point. Is called as intersecting line. Intersecting lines. Clear? Now, sketch of the intersecting line. How to draw the sketch of the intersecting line? Firstly, draw the intersecting line which is connected at a common point. Two cross line you have to draw firstly with the help of a ruler. First line you can given the name by line AB and line CD. Here one common point you got it. You got it, the one common point M here is called as point of intersection. That point M is called the point of intersection. That point M is called the point of intersection. Point of intersection. In Marathi, it will called as Chedan Bindu. In Marathi, it will called as Chedan Bindu. Clear?